Fractionation is a wonderful thing, and it's so very easy to do. So very easy to take minds all the way up before sinking them all the way back down again. And soon enough, by the end of this recording, that little thing that you call your mind is going to be so blissfully hazy that you won't even know what being awake means anymore. You see, fractionation is just a tool in hypnosis. When you wake a mind up and then drop them back down again, that mind already recognizes what it's like to be in trance. That mind knows how good it feels to let go, especially when it's letting go to my voice. So that mind jumps at the opportunity to fall all the way back down again, and then some. Fractionation takes minds even deeper than they were before, because that feeling is so familiar that it can come back faster and stronger than previous times. It's a tool designed to today's pretty little heads like yours. Isn't that right? And fractionation doesn't always have to be a super fast up and then a quick all the way back down again. It can be slow. It can take time for your mind to slow down, for thoughts to fade away bit by little bit. And even with the induction taking time, it may feel even longer, because bliss can turn each second into a minute. And maybe each minute will turn into an hour, because my voice has a tendency to make every other insignificant detail, like time and what you're thinking, just disappear. You don't need to do anything when you're listening to my voice except focus on my voice and focus on feeling good and focus on going up and then focus on going down again. Just like that. And maybe it's only a little bit that's happening. Maybe every time I say the word up, your mind comes up just enough. And then if I tell you to drop down again, then your mind sinks down. It can be a step. It can be a leap. It doesn't matter. But we both know that it does affect you. Because we know you oh so enjoy being hypnotized. We both know you love how my words wrap around your head and sink so deeply into your mind. But this isn't about my voice, no, this is about fractionation. This is about bringing you up and dropping you back down again. This is about fuzzing out that pretty little head of yours. Because you so want to be hypnotized. You so desperately crave to be tranced. Because it's fun. Because fractionation can be so delightfully fun. It can be so exciting, it can make you feel so happy. Because who doesn't like being woken up and then drop back down again? Who doesn't enjoy the contrast of being awake and being asleep? Who doesn't enjoy the sudden changes in my tone of voice or the sudden snaps that just take your mind away? Who doesn't enjoy being hypnotized again and again and again? Fractionation is truly a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful tool to use. It's a wonderful tool to make every other suggestion even more powerful than it was last time, and to make new suggestions sink in so deeply. Oh, it's just so much fun, isn't it? And it's so much fun to be tranced, it's so much fun to be hypnotized, because when you consent, hypnosis is one of the greatest things. It can make all those stressful feelings and those silly thoughts that just tire you out disappear. It can make the dullest of days just seem so exciting. It can make even just studying for a test enticing, because you can concentrate so much better now that you're focused. Although you're only focused on my voice right now, isn't that right? So focus on my voice, that when I tell you to wake, you wake up, and if I tell you to drop, you drop back down again. And if I tell you to wake and then drop and then wake and then drop and then wake and then drop and drop even deeper, that's exactly what you do. And it's so much fun to sink, isn't it? It's so much fun to drop. It's so much fun to wake back up again. And then back down now, deeper and deeper and deeper down. Oh, it's so much fun to be hypnotized. And you wouldn't be here if it wasn't so much fun. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't exactly what you want right now. Because this is just a fun little file to take your mind away and then to wake you back up again. Or were you up, or were you down, or were you down, or were you up, or were you awake? What's awake? What's deeper and deeper and deeper down? What's sleep? What's trance? What's being awake again? You don't know what being awake again because you're back down now. Isn't that right? And it's so confusing to keep up. Maybe every snap that I do just takes your mind away again or wakes you back up. Who knows at this point? I know, but do you? Do you really know? I don't think you do know. Why don't you just concentrate on my voice? You don't need to worry about what I'm saying. You just need to concentrate on what my words do to you. Isn't that right? There we go. So much better. So much quieter. So much more fun being overwhelmed by my words and my actions. You don't really need to do anything else. Fractionation is just wonderful and confusing and overwhelming, but that's okay because you don't need to do anything. You just need to sleep. You just need to drop. You just need to wake all the way back up again. Isn't that right? And now you're awake, but are you really awake? Do you even know what being awake is at this point? Or would you much rather prefer to go back to sleep again? Because it's so much easier when you do that. You don't really need to do anything else. It's so much easier to just let go. It's so much easier to just give in. It's always so much easier to give in to the people you trust. And that isn't even a suggestion, that's just a fact. And even if it isn't easy, well, it's going to get easier because trance is a skill, and the more you practice, the better you get at it. And so by listening to this file, by being fractionated, by being awake, and then back down again, you're practicing, you're growing and improving, and just making it so much more fun the next time you're dropped back down again. And you love being dropped. You love giving in to my voice. You love giving in. Oh, it's just so much fun to be awake and then asleep and then asleep and then awake and asleep and awake and drop deeper, deeper, deeper down and wake again. And now you're back up, and why don't you say hello? Why don't you stretch a little bit for me? There we go. Just feeling so good and wonderfully relaxed, and I do hope you enjoyed this file, and I know it's short, but I'm sure it was fun nonetheless. I mean, it's always fun to sleep all the way back down again. It's always fun to be surprised and overwhelmed. Maybe that wasn't a surprise to you. Maybe you didn't expect it coming. Maybe you didn't anticipate what my words would really do for you out of the surprise. But if I just woke you up right now, well, that got your attention. But then again, I always have your attention, don't I? I mean, even if you don't understand what I'm saying, and even if you do understand what I'm saying, I still have your attention, I still have your focus, I can still make you sleep. Again and again. I can drop you down. I can purr inside your mind. Even my whispers take your thoughts away. Because it's so much fun to be taken away. It's so much fun to wake back up and then sink down again. It's so much fun to be fractionated out of your pretty little head. So blurry and fuzzy even when you're awake. Thoughts are still so slow, and I know you're awake and you're doing your best. Oh, look at you. So helpless, so wonderfully helpless, so wonderfully susceptible to my words, so wonderfully capable of dropping down deeper and deeper down. And you love to drop down. Fractionation doesn't need to be fast, it doesn't need to be slow, it doesn't need to be conscious. You don't need to know that you're being fractionated. And maybe you'll forget what this file is, maybe you won't. That's all for your mind to decide. Maybe you'll play this in a loop, so by the hour you'll be so fractionated you'll be a mindless drooling puddle. And doesn't that sound fun? And if I woke you back up, then maybe you'll be fully awake. But if I sunk you back down, oh, it will just feel so good. Why don't you sink down for me? Why don't you sink deeper and deeper down? But I suppose the whole thing about fractionation is that you have to wake up. You have to wake up in order to sink back down again. You have to wake back up so you can go even deeper. Because that's just how it works. And sometimes you can only be 50% more awake. But then you can sink 100 times deeper now. Maybe you'll wake back up again, but only 25% awake. But then 200 times deeper. And God, that feels good. It can feel so good to sink down. It can feel so good to be hypnotized when it's just fun. When there's no obligations to anyone. When there's no stress or pressure. The only intention is filed is to show you what fractionation is. To show you just how easy it is for you to wake back up and then sink back down again. To show you how easy it is to wake and sleep and 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 drop down, deeper, deeper down now. It's just so much more fun. It's so much easier. So much easier to let go. You don't need to do anything else. Why would you want to do anything else when you can just be? Isn't that right? And maybe I'll just whisper into your ears again and tell you to wake back up for me. Hello. I'm sure you're wondering why I'm whispering to you. Or maybe you're not. But maybe, just maybe, you want to sink down for me. That's it. Sink all the way back down. There we go. You don't need to be awake. You never need to be awake. Not really. Not in times like this. Not when it's so much easier and so much more fun and you have the safe surroundings to do so, when you can just sleep for me. When the environment is good enough. When the timing is right. When you give consent, you can just sink back down even deeper. That's the beauty of fractionation. That's the beauty of dropping down. You don't need to be awake. You don't need to do anything. But you know that every time I wake you up and every time I drop you down, you drop even deeper. You sink even further. And if you listen to this file again, well, we both know that you drop 10 times deeper the next time. Because it's just so much fun. How could you resist? Why would you want to resist? Why would you want to resist my words, my voice, my snaps, your awakes and your drops? Because they just feel so good. It's so blissful, so relaxing, so wonderfully exciting to be hypnotized by me. That's exactly what you want. That's exactly what you want right now. To be hypnotized by me. And if I were to wake you up and drop you down, well, it feels even better than the last time. It feels even better to let go. And this file is slowly coming to an end, but not just yet. We still have some time. So why don't I just snap my fingers for a few times and see exactly where that takes you, because it feels so good to let go to my voice. It feels so good to let go to my snaps. Do you know what's up? Do you know what's down? What's left? What's right? Oh yes, what's right is to listen to my voice and drop and deeper, sleeping down, sinking down, deep, deep down. That's what feels right. Any other direction is incompatible. It doesn't compute with your head, because I've programmed your mind, and you've programmed your mind to feel good at these snaps, to sink even deeper with snaps, to drop down every time I tell you to. I've not even touched that. You've done that yourself. You've had a hand in your own inductions. You've helped yourself sleep for me. And I cannot wait to keep my claws inside your mind.